Morning everyone. So today we're going to continue our lesson Introduction to Waves, which we said we're in module L now, and we're in physical science. We're no longer in life science, which was module D. Okay, so today we're going to learn about how to calculate. Okay, here I'm going to go forward. We finished all of these. We talked about transverse and longitudinal waves, and today we're going to learn about how to calculate speed, frequency, and wavelength. Okay, before we learn how to calculate them, let's see how they are. These are the symbols for them. So like you have speed, okay, it's V because it comes from the word velocity. So speed, V symbolizes speed, which is velocity. Speed يعني السرعة, velocity. Frequency, okay, is hertz. So speed, V, frequency F, and wavelength is represented by lambda. Okay, this is lambda. You just draw something like this, and this is called lambda. It's a Greek letter. Okay, but this is how in physics هيك بدهم. Wavelength is represented by lambda. It's a Greek letter. So we have the unit of measurement. يعني وحدة القياس, unit of measurement. Speed is measured in meters per second. Meters per second. Frequency is measured in hertz, and wavelength is measured in meter. So we might say, for example, that a wave has a speed of V equals to 3 meters per second. I can't just say V equals to 3. V equals to 3 what? Bananas? 3 I don't know, 3 slippers? No, you have to put a unit of measurement also. So if I say V, I have to say V equal to 3 مثلا meters per second, because this is the unit of measurement of speed. F, for example, equals to 5 hertz. I have to put the unit of measurement. Wavelength, for example, let's say the lambda equals to 6 meters, the unit of measurement of lambda. I have to put the unit of measurement. I'm just giving you examples. Not all the speeds and the frequencies are these numbers. Okay, there is a formula to calculate each one. Okay, for speed, the formula is speed equals to frequency times wavelength. So it will be V equals to frequency times wavelength. Wavelength is lambda, V is the speed. Okay, and when I tell you calculate the speed, I will give you the number of the frequency and the number of wavelength. All you have to do is multiply them and use the calculator to get the number. I'll even show you an example in the other slide here. And when I say calculate the frequency, it's speed divided by wavelength. And I would give you the speed, I'd give you the wavelength. Same thing, wavelength equal to speed divided by frequency. You have to know these formulas because they will come on a quiz. I will tell you to calculate frequency, speed, and wavelength, and you will have to use these formulas. Okay, so you have to memorize them. So this is the entire formula in written word, and this is in symbols. Okay, now let's see examples of each. So let's say I tell you to calculate speed. So if I tell you to calculate speed, the formula is speed equals to frequency times wavelength. So V equals to F times lambda. Okay, and these are the units of measurement. So I'll give you, this is an example of what you need to do. So I tell you a wave has a wavelength of 12 meter. So now you have the wavelength, right? It's 12 meter. And you have, so I'm telling you to calculate the speed if the frequency is 20 hertz. So you have wavelength 12, frequency is 20. So you put the formula, V equals to F times lambda, just like here, the formula is up there. V equals to F times lambda. V equals to, how much is F? It's 20. So I'll put here 20 times, how much is lambda? Lambda is 12 times 12. I get a calculator and I check 20 times 12, it's 240. 240 what? I have to put the unit of measurement, meter per second. And this would be your speed when I say calculate speed. Okay? So the formula is pretty simple. It's right here. It's wavelength times frequency, you get speed. So easy, but don't forget you have to put the unit of measurement. So you need to know the unit of measurements. هيدول لازم تعرفون. لازم you have to know that this is for speed, this is for frequency, this is for wavelength. You have to know this. Okay. طيب, another example of calculating frequency. So I tell you to calculate the frequency, and I tell you here a wave has a wave has a wavelength. So the wavelength here is 10, and it has a speed of 50. So the v is 50. And I tell you to calculate the frequency. So you get the formula for them. So you have to know the formula. So you have to say the formula. If I want to calculate the frequency, it's equal to velocity, which is speed, divided by wavelength. So I get F equals to, you always have to put the whole process, this, and then this. If you just give me a number, if you just, I don't know what I did, if you just give me a number and you say, oh yeah, it's 5, you get 0. Okay, you have to tell me the whole, you have to write all of this. Okay, so frequency equals to speed divided by, and now we get, how much is the speed? It's 50. Divided by, how much is the wavelength? It's 10. 50 divided by 10, you get a calculator. You can do it without a calculator, this is easy. It's 5. 5 what? Unit of measurement of frequency, it's hertz. So it would be 5 hertz. See, you have to follow these steps. You have to put the formula, replace the numbers, use a calculator, you'll come up with it. All you have to do is just memorize the formula of calculating frequency. So now we know how to calculate frequency, okay, and how to calculate speed, how to calculate frequency. Last one is wavelength. This is the formula for wavelength. It's speed divided by frequency. So lambda equals to v divided by f. So here they gave you the same thing. Calculate the wavelength. So we need to calculate lambda. It's equal to v divided by f. Now how much is the v? Lambda equals to, v is the wave speed, it's 80. So I write 80 divided by, how much is the frequency? It's 20. Divided by 20, you get a calculator. You don't need one in this case, it's easy. 80 divided by 20 is 40. And what's the unit of measurement? Meter. Units of measurement are all here. Please remember to memorize them. Okay, so now you know how to calculate frequency, wavelength, and frequency, wavelength, and speed. Okay, that's it for today. We'll do the rest tomorrow. Sorry, later.